Gandhi Irwin Pact. This is the topic we are going to discuss today. It's a very important topic in the freedom struggle of India. And it's a turning point also in the freedom struggle of India. On 5th March 1931, the then Viceroy Lord Irwin and सत्य और अहिंसा के पुजारी मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी के बीच में एक एग्रीमेंट होता है and that agreement becomes popular as Gandhi Irwin Pact. This Gandhi Irwin Pact is considered as a very important point, very important turning point in the freedom struggle of India. भारत के स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में गांधी इरविन पैक्ट को बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टर्निंग पॉइंट के रूप में देखा जाता है. ठीक है, सवाल यह है कि यह गांधी इरविन पैक्ट क्या था? In which circumstances this pact was signed by Lord Irwin and Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi? And what were its effects? What were its provisions in a way we can say? तो इसी पे आज हम लोग थोड़ी गहराई से चर्चा करने की कोशिश करते हैं और उम्मीद है कि आप लोगों को बातें आसानी से समझ में आ जाएंगी. So the first important thing here is what was Gandhi Irwin Pact? It was a pact signed by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi and the then Viceroy Mr. Lord Irwin on 5th March 1931. It was signed just before the second round table conference. The second round table conference was held in London from 7th September 1931 to 1st December 1931. In fact, there were 3 round table conferences. When in the month of May 1930, the Simon Commission reports were finally published, Muhammad Ali Jinnah of the Indian Muslim League talked to Mr. Ramsay MacDonald, the then British Prime Minister, and Mr. Lord Irwin, the then British Viceroy for British India. On the basis of the recommendations to Ramsay MacDonald and Lord Irwin by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, 3 round table conferences were organized in London for the constitutional development of India, for the constitutional reforms in India. The first round table conference was held in 1930. The second round table conference was held in 1931. The third round table conference was held in 1932. Bhimrao Ambedkar and Tej Bahadur Sapru these 2 persons participated in all the 3 round table conferences. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi participated in the second roundtable conference. The first roundtable conference was held in London from 12th November 1930 to 19th January 1931. In the concluding session of this roundtable conference, in the Royal Gallery of the House of Lords in London, the British Prime Minister Mr. Ramsay MacDonald, in the presence of the King George V, indicated some big developments in British India. On the basis of the indications or the signals given by the British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald in that concluding session of the first roundtable conference in 1930-31, the Viceroy Lord Irwin ordered to release Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi and some other non-violent freedom fighters from jail, who were kept in jail because they had been protesting the salt law. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi got very much impressed by this approach of the then Viceroy Lord Irwin. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi and Lord Irwin signed an agreement on 5th March 1931. This is famous as Gandhi Irwin Pact. Now the question is, what were the provisions of the Gandhi Irwin Pact 1931? Some important provisions were: provision number 1, Lord Irwin announced to withdraw the cases against the non-violent freedom fighters. Number 2, he declared the release of the freedom fighters from jail. Actually, they were kept in jail because they were participating in the civil disobedience movement against the salt law. Number 3, the tax on salt was removed. Number 4, Indians were allowed for picketing the liquor shops and the foreign clothes. Number 5, the properties confiscated from the satyagrahis were released, and the ban which was imposed on the Indian National Congress was lifted. Number 6, Gandhiji and the Indian National Congress were to discontinue the civil disobedience movement against the salt law. And number 7, Gandhiji and the Indian National Congress got ready to participate in the second roundtable conference. I hope the things are clear to all of you regarding Gandhi Irwin Pact 1931, who signed the pact, why the pact was signed, when the pact was signed, and what were the provisions of the pact. Thank you very much. God bless you all.